I swear by Dr. Chilvers, her patients are so important to her. Dr. Chilvers took that extra step. That's also like why we love her. This doctor went above what was expected. She supported our decision. The staff here are incredibly attentive. I feel like we're spoiled here.
My name is Brandon. This is my wife, Amber.
We started the tests in our town we were living in at the time, and we were referred to a specialist there. The specialist told us both different things that were kind of frustrating for us because we didn't understand. The doctor didn't take the time, and it kind of crushed us. I have a low egg count, and my endometrium lining was too thick, he told us. I felt hopeless, and one of my friends recommended that I research a clinic or a doctor that would have better chances, and that's when I found Dr. Chilvers at FST. We flew in from little town in Midland to come here to see what she was all about, and our first appointment she scheduled the sonohystogram. She scheduled all these like intense things that were kind of like amazing to like be told what to do, but she went out of the way to make sure all of our appointments were scheduled when we could visit. And I mean, her ability to want data obviously as a doctor, but also to just appreciate like we're coming in from out of town. She took the time and the patience to fit us in her schedule. I honestly think sometimes she would ask us to come when an availability would happen because she knew the journey was a 6-hour drive. That's one thing that we really enjoyed about her, was that she knew the value of our time. What's really awesome is when we would go in for appointments, she would let us hear us out, and then when she'd say, you know, it might be time for us to try another option because it's really hard on your body, but I'm not gonna pressure you, whatever you decide. And that was what was the best part, was that she has knowledge, but also wisdom to see a person for who we are, and like not pressure us to be like, well, you know, I'm gonna give up, but really inspire you to keep going. One of the things that I wish I could change was that we found Dr. Chilvers sooner. I have an autoimmune disease, so we already knew there'd be a challenge with conceiving, but we were young and naive, and we should have come to her sooner. Though I wish I could have started sooner, I wouldn't change our journey.
The timing of everything just kind of worked out in the end, but
I did.
It was just a hard process to get there.
On our 4th round of retrieval, we had 1 egg and 1 egg fertilized, and we did 1 transfer. And we did this it was our first transfer cycle. We were so excited, and it did end in a miscarriage. And the treatment we got from Dr. Chilvers, I mean, to this day, remembering that moment where she was so excited for us, but then when we went in for our next she ate our blood test, where my levels were dropping, which we knew meant I was miscarrying. She was there. She texted me personally. She said it was gonna be okay, and that if we needed to come up here for her to check things out, we were welcome to. And a month later, we got pregnant naturally. And we had no clue. I had no clue I was pregnant, and went to my OB because Dr. Chilvers wanted me to get labs done that day because I had texted on the portal, I haven't had my period, I don't know what's going on. So I just wanted me to get my labs checked, and I did. And wild enough, I was at that time pregnant, and my labs were rising as they should. But on the 3rd check that Dr. Chilvers requested from my OB, my numbers were dropping again. And I went into my OB, and he just said, oh, you're just having a miscarriage. And that was really hard for us. So I told the portal, I texted on there, and I said, guys, I'm just miscarrying again. But Dr. Chilvers didn't seem pleased with that because my numbers were so high. So she requested us come in for a visit, which didn't make any sense because why would she take that extra step? Why did she care? And when we got here, and she did the sonogram and she couldn't find anything, we found it was an ectopic pregnancy. And had Dr. Chilvers not intervened, we don't know if I could have conceived. It was wild. Also, why did that's also like why we love her. Like, She didn't have to.
It wasn't part of any.
It wasn't a part of a cycle. Her patients are so important to her that she's there for them. And I don't understand a fertility clinic that's not like Dr. Chilvers. I feel like we're spoiled here because both of our treatment, she spoke to both of us with such kindness in the hardest moment. And after the treatment for our ectopic pregnancy, she had me go into the labs to make sure my HCG was dropping up until it got to 0. Like, she didn't have to order all of those orders to make sure I was safe, but she did. And that meant the world to us. And that's why we did our 5th round, was because this doctor went above what was expected. So why couldn't we trust her for one last time, even if my egg reserve was low? And look, we had 7 after all of that.
This is our son, Tobias. I'd say he's doing really good. He's really smart, he's kind, he loves to talk, and better than we ever would have imagined.
Yeah, he's super healthy, outgoing, and then the one that I'm carrying right now is healthy too. Every milestone's been incredible. Our second transfer, which is Tobias, that was mind-blowing when we came in for, the checks and the graduation day. Oh my gosh, I was so excited because we never had a sonogram with a baby on it or heard the heartbeat. And his heartbeat, man, it was awesome. And that joy where you hear your miracles heartbeat for the first time is so exciting. And that excitement doesn't leave you the whole pregnancy. As hard as you work to get pregnant, you continue that as you're a parent because you know what the reality of a miracle looks like. And that graduation with all the staff and all the pictures was incredible. But my favorite moment, I think, is when Tobias was 1 month old. We took a trip up here and we brought him to meet Dr. Chilvers. The most exciting was bringing Tobias. He was like 1 month old. He was so little. He wore his little miracle baby onesie, and we brought him up to meet the staff that helped us get him here earthside. And I have a picture with him as a baby with his first babysitter, which is the embryologist. And it was so cool because I guess he doesn't usually take pictures, but we asked for it, and he had his whole cap on. It was awesome. So that was exciting to have the result of all of the journey here with us. And we'll definitely do that as a tradition. We'll bring this baby up here too to meet Dr. Chilvers, Laura, the whole staff, and the embryologist, because it's just incredible, that miracle that fulfilled of, man, that journey is devastating, but if you persevere, it is all worth it.